Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you what I did to one of my vests. I wasn't exactly happy with the way that it looked. I did dye this vest. It did start out as a light blue denim vest from Torrid, which I dyed this dark, like a slate gray kind of, and it didn't look fun to me, I suppose. Like a lot of my other vests are really fun. I have a lot of bright colored vests. My favorite ones are my black ones. I don't know. Black is just my go-to. So I like the black and I like the bright colors, but the gray I just wasn't quite feeling it. So I did kind of modify it a little. I did just spray it with bleach to give it some more depth to it. It's still going to get covered in patches and pins and it's going to look awesome, but I just didn't know what sort of theme to put on it because it just looked really plain to me, and I not really a big fan of plain. Like, I like something with a little bit more personality to it. So here is the vest that I want to work on. So I have a mixture of bleach and water in here, and I'm just going to spray it. I've got my spray shield and I've got rags on the floor so I don't make a huge mess. So here it is right now. It turned out this nice light bluish purpley where the bleach came off. I liked it, so I stopped it from getting any lighter than that. It is now time to put patches on our newly done vest. I did already do some. I have 3 options here for attaching your patches. All of these are iron-on, so they do have the glue on the back. You could also use this fabric adhesive, which I have used, which it does work nicely on patches that I've put on that haven't been iron-on. They held very nicely. Or you can sew them on directly, and this is in fact clear thread. I would not just do one. I would do a combination of the 3, whether you iron it on and sew it, whether you glue it and iron it. I would use at least 2 of these options. And you, sir, cannot be here while I do this. Thank you. Alright, so if you are going to glue, you could just smear a little bit on before you iron it, or you could just straight up iron it and then sew it. But I definitely would not only trust iron-on, because they come off really easily, and if you ever have to wash your vest, which I recently had to, and I didn't have all of my patches sewed on the one that I had to wash, so there are a bunch that I have them coming up like this. And this over here is I glued down the antenna, so I just have these on there holding it. This glue does set in 2 to 6 hours, so it will hold but I was moving this vest around a lot, gluing on and ironing the patches, so I did just clip it on that way. It had a better hold for while the glue set. Buddy, I love you. Go away. You want to find a good placement for your patches. If you're putting multiple on, I suggest, you know, trying them out, laying them out, knowing where everything's going to go before you try to attach it, because it's not a lot of fun to like put one down and then see this gap and try to have to find something small enough to fit in there. I like to go with the seams. I usually don't like overlap the seams. I just prefer not to. So I'm going to put this flat with this edge, but it can't be flat with this and that edge, so you just got to choose which edge. I'm choosing the bottom edge to go with, and when you are ironing, I'm not using the glue for this one. It is a quick process to get it stuck on with the back. Just lay your covering over, because it will melt if you try to put it directly on there. Especially if you have like fancier patches, like this one is like suede and it has the nice shiny material there. You definitely don't want to melt it, and if you overheat your glue, it won't it just won't stick very well at all. But we're going to be sewing this on afterwards, so it is okay. Placement, hold it down so it doesn't move when you put your fabric down. Hot iron on the cotton setting, no water. Press and move, because you don't want any one spot to get too hot. Do this for, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe. You can already see that it is getting stuck to it. And you need to flip. I usually don't cover this side because, I mean, you don't have to. But make sure you're applying pressure and movement. I like to give it some extra pressure and then leave it alone until it cools down. Alright, and this is after it's cooled down. All the edges are nice and stuck on there. That did get a little crooked, but I don't mind that much. So you could leave it like this. It won't hold forever. The edges will start to come up. And I mean, I guess you could just glue them down when they actually come up, but I like to sew them on with the clear thread. It's nice, it's nylon, it's strong, pretty much feels like fishing wire. And yeah, you just go around the whole patch. Depending on how particular you want to be, and depending on how thick the patch is, sometimes I do use like a thimble, because sometimes it is pretty thick and hard to get through. But you just go around the patch. That'll keep it extra stuck on there. Doesn't take too long if you're doing it a couple at a time, but if you're like me and you put a million patches on at once, then it gets kind of annoying. But you definitely want your patches to stay stuck. So I'm going to add some more patches and some pins, and I will show you the finished product. Drum roll, please. Presenting Beatrix. That's right, I have finally come up with a name for her, which is Beatrix. I think it fits her well with her personality and the vibe that she gives off. That is the front. The back is my favorite part. My absolute favorite part. This one is fuzzy and shiny. I love this one. We got Spoopy. This nice shiny unicorn. Shy Till I Die. We got a bunch of tarot cards and witchy stuff back here. Love it. Got some planchettes. I just really love the vibe the back gives off. I love this. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and thank you so much for watching. Mwah.